Hi everybody. Okay, this is going to be a test of my new camera because I have got a new camera and I'm hoping that this camera I can film from now and you won't get those ugly sounds of the humming or it sounds like there's a printer going off or something. I couldn't get rid of that, so I just quit making the videos from my sewing room. But now I can make videos with this new camera. And so, but because I am just learning it, I'm not sure how it's going to do. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to just show you what I've done. I've got to show you a couple of things. And let me see. This is going to be so much fun because now I got this camera on a tripod. It's just a little tripod I got it on. And this will, isn't this funny looking with my little headband thing? But anyway, this one I can like move it up and down or something around and stuff. So I'm hoping it's going to work a lot better. And so, but we'll see. But I want to show you, if you can see right here, this is my stack of squares. I don't know how many squares is here because I just keep making them because I just love it. And I am having so much fun because every square is so different. So I want to show you some of the squares. Some I have received in Happy Mail. Some of them I have made myself. And this quilt is going to be so awesome. 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 Now, see, this camera also, the focus is right on the camera. So I have to go right to the lens to focus it. So hopefully it's focused, that I got it focused correctly. And so, but there's no zoom or anything, which we don't really need a zoom. To zoom, I just move the camera, whole camera. So I'm 71 years old. I can't be learning new stuff right now. I don't have time. I don't have time to be learning new stuff. So here, I'm going to poke you down. Let me see. I'm going to put this pocket right here. This square. Now, so I can see. Now, if I turn this down like this, and see how this works. Now, that's not good because that handle is there. Just a minute. Keep in mind, I'm very old. Wait a minute. Something's not exactly correct. Just a second. Just a second. Okay, I'm going to put... Well, maybe... Let me see if I turn this like this. Oh, yeah, that's what I have to do. I'm going to turn this like this. And then I'll go down like this. Okay, now you can see down here in this area of my mess. What's that? Okay, let me see. Hopefully you don't see any of my real mess. But anyway, this is it. Look at this here. This is, I took a pocket from a pair of jeans and I sewed that in the middle of my 10 by 10 inch patch. And then I took this fabric, Americana fabric, and I went around it. And then I made a little flower out of the same fabric. And again, I left the raw edges to make the little flower. And I love this. I love this pocket patch. I think it's just really neat. I'm going to take, I'm still going to do some slow stitching. I know I want to go around the shape of the pocket with slow stitching with red embroidery floss. I think that'll make that really pretty. So, okay, and then let me show you. Okay, then this one here, I made this one yesterday, and this one absolutely just doesn't make sense, right? Except that it's beautiful. I just took one piece at a time and sewed it on. Just kept sewing on the little pieces, and I'd pick up things like here's a little piece of a ribbon, here's a little piece of rickrack. I just covered up that 10 by 10 inch square. And here, then this one here, I had a strip that was a snippet roll. Well, I cut that strip into three 10-inch pieces. the snippet roll, and then I just sewed 1, 2, 3 strips. Then there was a little space in the middle here, and so I took that middle and I added some of this here. It's like just a trim I put on there. I put that in between on each, and then this was just a strip of torn fabric, this one here, and so I put that there, but then I gathered it up as I was sewing. And so we'll do one of them. I'll show you another one of them. I love that one there. And this snippet roll actually was, oh, I got to tack that little flower down. This snippet roll was actually made by a friend. I didn't actually make the snippet roll, but I had it and I used it. And so that's awesome. And let's see, what does the next one look like? Again, this one, this was the same way. It was a snippet roll. This one I did make the snippet roll, and then I cut it apart. And so there is even pieces that are just flip-flapping, that are just there. They're just, but that's going to be part of my quilt. And then this one here, I'm going to be adding something to it as well. But this one is very plain right now. See, there's a piece of that, what do we call that? It's just a trim there that I put down the middle, and I just used 2.5-inch strips on that one. But I do plan, there's going to be more on this one. But see, that's what I'm doing. I do something, and then I get a block. I think, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. And so, I wonder if I turn this light off. Oh, you know what? I think you can see better. I don't have the best lighting in this room. That sewing machine light really, it's a LED light, you know, so it really shines. Man, I sure do have a miss here. Look, I got 20 bucks. Let's put that over there. I guess you got a miss there. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I can't hide my mess. All right, and then this one. Okay, this one also is like, a little bit of everything is on this one too. And that's what my blocks are. They're just a little bit of everything, everywhere. And yes, Papa?
Somewhere around here, don't we have a steel ruler about 18 inches long?
Oh, you have one, don't you, in there in your area?
I don't know. I don't see it.
On that table by your desk, I think there is an 18-inch ruler there.
Right out here, you mean?
Yeah, I think so.
I was looking in the shop room.
No. Okay, so Papa's going to make him, he does laundry, and he wants to make himself out of cardboard, he wants to make something that will help him fold the t-shirts. So that's what he's working on right now. Now, okay, see here, I just added patches all over, and then I diagonally down, I use another part of a snippet roll. So I'm finding that if I make just little snippet rolls, use a snippet roll, make it, you know, however wide, you know, and just add things to it, to the roll, then I can use them pieces of the roll to go on my squares. And I am almost ready to start sewing this together, to start sewing the squares together. And I'm curious as to, in fact, I think maybe this afternoon I'll cut out the flannel backs that are going to go on the back of each square, because that's how it's going to be backed, is each square is going to be backed. And so here again, just everything. This is just, I mean, talk about crazy quilts. This is crazy. I mean, some people might think I'm a crazy lady, but I can't believe how much I'm loving this. And oh, I want to tell you all too that are interested in crazy quilting or in quilting where you just really don't have any direction. You're just going with it. Yes, Papa?
Where did you say about in my area?
On that table that's next to your desk, that table above the gray shelves.
Okay.
And look there. If it's not there, then honey, I can't help you. I don't know. Okay. So but there is this group of lady in Gee's Bend, Alabama. GEE''S Bend, BEND, Alabama. And look them up. Oh my gosh, if you are interested in just crazy quilting or just piecing things together and no worry about measuring, no worry about matching colors and points, you go watch these ladies. I love them, and I think I've watched every video that they have anything to do with them. But like now on this here, see, I have this like a light blue. I made 10 by 10 inch squares out of that light blue. And now see on this one, the light blue is still showing through. I didn't cover all of that up. So, but there is so much on here. It is so busy, and I say it is so beautiful. This one here now, I took a piece of like black fabric and I cut that to 10 by 10, and then I started adding things to it because I keep trying different things. So this one I added a lot of just here, this is Battenberg lace there. This is very silky, this little piece. These pieces here are from some embroidery there, and it's done on there, and there's like a little flower, different fabrics. This is like pleated fabric that's made into like a ruffle. A little piece of rickrack is there, and oh, there's another flower like this one up here is right here, and they're so pretty. And like I say, a lot of these are going to get even more on there because I may be putting, I need to clean this area up right here. Okay, but anyway, I look into the computer and, okay, now this one here, I started playing with this a whole long time ago. And then I found it amongst my stuff, and where I was piecing together just pieces, I cut images out of fabric, and then I just stitched them on like this little lady going to the beach, and this butterfly here and a butterfly here. And then over here on this side was a tree. Well, that made it too wide, so I cut that off to 10 inches, and I sewed the tree down here, so it's like laying down. It's like a fallen tree, timber tree. And so to me, and then I added a piece in this corner. I needed something in the corner, so, and it doesn't match, but I put it there anyway because it fits, because it was there. And then here's a piece of just a little bit of bias tape I put right there because I needed to cover up, because this back of this one actually is got felt. So this whole blanket, it's going to be like different. It's going to be all different. Okay, now I want to show you this. Okay, now this, my friend Cordelia, my one of my subscribers, beautiful Cordella, I'm going to say. I haven't put a name on it yet, but it's going to get, her name is going to be put on here. She actually sent me 3 squares, and look at this unicorn fabric she used on that one. And that is beautiful. There's purple and there's unicorns on this fabric, and she's just got it stitched on there with using her sewing machine. But you can see on the back especially the different stitches that she used on the back, on to put the, you can't really see, she and her thread she used is like multicolored. You can see it really on the back. Multicolors that she had even using. And but she not only sent me that one, she sent me this one, and the whole thing is one piece of unicorn fabric, but then it's got, if you can see those stitches, she used the machine stitches. Oh, she's already got that one backed with a plain piece, but it's got like little hearts all along, and her machine must do those little hearts, and they're beautiful. I love that square there. And then she also sent me this square with, there again we have, and look at the fabrics in this one. There's some more of the unicorn fabric. She's got it sewn on with zigzag. Look at this, it's got the little peace signs. She's got 2 pieces of them in purple. And then look at that. I don't know if it's a wolf or a dog, but it's so cute. And there's a kitty cat right there. I love this. It's beautiful. She also sent me a mask. And she sent me a mask, and it's a unicorn mask, and I love this mask. This is not one that I have seen this pattern with, because underneath the chin part there is two darts there that make it fitted to go under the chin. And so I love this. I love how it feels on. I love how it fits, and it fits tightly enough that there is no air escape anywhere around. And they say that the masks that don't have that fit right and not gaps, no gaps in them, are the best ones to wear. And this one, when I put it on, there is no gaps. No gaps in it anywhere. And so I'm going to use this pattern, and I'm going to be making some this same way. She's even hand stitched. She hand stitched. I just noticed that. But I love that mask. Thank you so much. And then, look, she made me a prayer quilt. And I had to feel and feel and feel. And sure enough, there's the cross. Right there's a cross in the middle of it. It's got the safety pin on there. And it's quilt on both sides. It's pieced on both sides. And she sent me that. I love it. Okay, and oh my gosh, look at this one. This one here. Oh, I gotta, wait a minute. I gotta pin this back on here because I don't have the names stitched onto the quilt pieces yet. And so I have to put the little note that she sent. And, okay, I want to keep that there so that I know. Now, this one was made by Janet Nash. Oh my word. Look at this. First of all, she's got many very tiny crumbs. Crumbs. This is definitely a crumb piece. And you know, I just learned about crumb quilting. And the crumbs are just these little tiny pieces, and she's got each one stitched on independently, and she's got them stitched. I think every one of them are stitched on by hand. I think, yes, it is. Every one of those little bitty pieces are slow stitched on, every one of them. And then look at in the middle. She's got a button right in the center, and then she has built around it a mandala of beauty. It's got beads, it's got buttons, and it's just beautiful all the way around. Up here, she's got a little word that says joy, joy, and down here it says be happy. And she's got those stitched on. And so I'll use another corner, and that's where I'll put her name. But that she made, that was by Janet Nash. And thank you so much, Janet. That is beautiful. I got to pin this on here. Oh, and the back. Let me show you the back. See, I don't even want to cover up the back. Look at that dragonfly. I may not cover this. I may not put, you know what? I won't. I'm not going to cover this piece up with flannel. This one is going, this is going to stay on the back. Because my flannel pieces are all going to be different too. Because all of my flannel. So the back will be like a patchwork quilt, but all the patches are going to be 10 by 10. So, but I'm going to leave this one as it is because I love that dragonfly on the back. Okay, then I have this. All right, now this. Okay, wait a minute here. This one here, these. Okay, this is from Kathy Lake. Kathy Lake made this one. She put all these patches together, and then look at the beautiful trim she put around it. That is beautiful trim. And then I still have space here where I'm going to sew it together when I put it together. But she also sent pieces. She said she was, what'd she say? She said she was in a hurry. Let's see. It took me 3 days to come up with this blog. I watched several videos on crumb quilting, but what can I say? Please, if you don't want to use this, I really, really, really understand. Oh, no, no. It's going to be used. Okay. Okay, I also included some crumb patches I put together. Okay, so she she made this one here, and she said, and this is definitely out of her comfort zone, but she made it anyway nonetheless, and she sent it on to me, and that's beautiful. But then she also sent just patches, just pieces that she started sewing together. Well, I took those pieces, and there was enough pieces for me to make two more blocks. I made this one by because she would have, like, these two pieces were already sewn together, and like there was like pieces that had two or three pieces of fabric already sewn together, and she just added those into the package, and then I put all of those together and made that block, and I made this block. And look, both of them have, let's see, did she have the pencils? No. Oh yeah, there is some pencils on this one, right on the edge, the pencils. And then these pencils. I love this novelty fabric like this. It's so beautiful. And see the pencils in there? So there's three pieces on that one that's got the pencils. And then here, pencils on that one, up here and here. But I just took those pieces that she sent me, and I just made two more blocks just out of that. Now, then, let's see what else. This one, I think I might have showed you this, but I'm not sure. This one here was sent to me by Joy Robinson. Oh yes, and she even embroidered her name right here, Joy R. She put that embroidery on there, but she sewed on there some of the Suffolk puffs or yo-yos, whatever you call them. And look at this here is a flower pot with flowers in it. Here's a flower stem. Look at this with the big piece here and little flowers along, and those are crocheted with the buttons in the middle that she did. This took her a while. That took her a while. And I love looking at the backs too. Oh, look, she wrote on the back. Oh, I didn't see that. For dear friend, I love you. Oh, thank you. I just now noticed that on the back. Okay, so that's that square. Look at this. I am going to have the most awesome blanket ever. And then let's see, where are we at here? This one here, leaving the final trim for you, Clara Anderson. Okay, and I don't have her name on there yet. I've been really kind of busy because I did that sale thing, and boy, my kudos go out to all people who do these sales on a regular basis. I don't know how you get the energy. I was hoping to have everything mailed out within a couple days. I thought it'd be that easy. Nope. I have like about half of them out. But now some people, now if you're watching this and you were at my sale, if you haven't sent me an email with your address and your email, I have no way of being able to invoice you. I need your email address to be able to invoice you. And then, of course, your address to be able to send your product to you. And if you think that, don't send me your address because you think that I already have it. Well, maybe I do have it, but I don't know. It's either under Mount Scrapmore or it could be under Mount something else. I've got mountains of things. But anyway, this was sent to me by Clara. And she has got on there the most beautiful fabric. She's got doilies, and she's got so much stitching on the doilies. Look, embroidery on top of the doilies, both of them. And then, like here, she embroidered around the image of the hearts all through here. Maybe the hearts are separate. They are. On this one, they are separate. And so she embroidered them on there. And look at the stitches. There's just stitches everywhere. And then I just love turning them around and looking on the back. This one here, I don't know. I might have to leave this one back. This back just like it is as well, because I like that too. When I start putting backs on these, that's when I'm going to decide which ones really need a back and which ones we do not want to cover up that work. Because here on Joy's too, I think I want to leave that work there. And Joy told me, she told me, she goes, I didn't worry about everything on the back because I knew it wouldn't show. And then I look at it and I think, I want it to show because it's beautiful. But yes. Okay, and then this one, oh, I got to put this one back on Claire's. Let me pin that back on there. My memory has got like a sieve, you know, it just, everything just kind of, so I gotta leave that there so I can get that name put on there. And now this one, oh, I didn't, oh, who sent me this? Oh, Debbie, I do got it written on there. Now, Debbie, she told me that she wanted to go further with hers, but I think she's the one that said that she lives out in the bushes, and they were on their way to go to the post office. She wasn't finished with this, but she wanted to get it sent anyway because she didn't know when she'd get to the post office again. I think she's the one that said that. I hope so. And so she said, so I'm going to send it to you as it is and you can finish it. But I look at this and I say, it is finished. It's beautiful. I love this. And she went to a lot of work to do this. And so, and it's beautiful. This is going to go on my quilt as it is. I don't have to add to it. Maybe I'll put a flower in the middle. I don't know, but I like it like it is. All right, now let's see. I think that was all of my, okay, then this one here, is just patchworked on, but then I took and put some stripping in. Just, this is a piece, actually it's like iron-on hem binding or something, but I didn't iron on, I just zigzag stitched it all around. And so that's just one that I made. That's just a whole bunch of stuff. And this one here, I tried to stay almost color coordinated. I have watched some of the quilters, and they talk about how they get all of their pieces. You got to get them. And there's one that I watched, one girl I watched, and she had some beautiful quilts. Oh my gosh, some beautiful quilts. But every one of them were perfect. And she uses a color wheel, so she knows what colors go with what colors. She uses the color wheel, and she makes sure all her points are perfectly matched up. And her quilts are beautiful. So this one I pretty much stayed with the colors. Actually, I only had two different kinds of fabric. This with the llamas on it, and these were some scrap fabrics that was sent to me, and so these, they went so well together that I said, I'm going to make a whole square just out of them. And but you know, if I was to try and make a whole quilt out of just these colors, I would get bored with it and stop. I'd never finish it. And so, in fact, I have got a quilt top it's packed away in one of those hefty bags that you suck all the air out of. And I started making it for my daughter. And I started making it for her when she was still living at home, and she was about 15 or 16. And now she's like got a child that is like 12, and she's like 40 something, and I'm still not finished with it. And it's like a log cabin. I really need to get that sucker out of that bag and work on that. In fact, I might cut it apart and just make 10 by 10 inch squares and use it in something else. But because that's what happens to me. It's just like, I guess I got bored with it or something, and I just put it away. And it's been put away that long. And so, but by doing these squares, and each one is different, it is so satisfying to see how each one comes up, because each one is going to come up different, and there's no way of getting bored with it. No way of getting bored. It just works out so nicely. And so, and I think about my friend Laura Jersey Crafter. She when she gets herself into a pickle, or what would you say, I don't know, just if you get a blank spot going on in your brain or something, she just glues. And she just glues. She just gets a piece of paper and some more paper and some glue, and she just keeps gluing different pieces of paper onto her substrate, onto whatever she's gluing it to. And for her, it is very therapeutic. This now, and I have done her gluing. I've done gluing like that. And yes, it is therapeutic. But then this is almost like the same thing. It gets very therapeutic when you just start sewing different things onto to make each patch that is going to go on your quilt. It is very, very therapeutic. And like I say, nothing has to match. Like here I have cats. Here is Christmas fabric. Here is the llamas again, but they're going this way. And here's some little Scotty dogs, and they're going that way. And here's just some green. But then I took bias tape and I went and separated each piece. And then I found because I then while I'm sewing, I always find something to look at on the computer, like YouTube's, and I've been looking at a lot of quilting videos. And then I seen somebody doing stained glass. They call it stained glass quilting. And these pieces here are, well, they usually do them in black here. And then these pieces, usually I don't think they use print fabric like this, but they just use plain colors, I think. I'm not sure. But then you put this black in between, and they call it like stained glass. And so I had already done this one when I saw that, and so I am going to do some that, and I might do one patch that might be 5 by 5, 5 by 5, 4 5 by 5s, and then just border them with the black and see how that works. I haven't done that one yet. And then like this one here, this one is just 1 2 3 4 16 patches on here. But I did this one. That's how I used to do patchwork quilts back in the day. I would just do the squares and I would put them on there, and I never quilted them together. I mean, I quilted them, but I tacked them. So they were tacked in each corner with just a needle and yarn. I always tacked them with yarn. And so I don't have any more of them. I don't know if I wore them out or what I did. I know I gave some away. And so they were done this way, and this is what I used to call just a patchwork quilt. And so, but that's what I did way back when I just made quilts to put on our beds to keep us warm. Okay, let's see. Now, some of these you may have seen already. This one here again. One thing I have found is I was laying and some I still do. I lay all my pieces down and then start putting them together. But like on this one here, was it this one? Maybe it wasn't this one. But I found if I put a piece in the middle and sew it on, and then start putting the pieces around it and stitch them on, then I get a much flatter piece. Some of mine aren't real flat because, as I'm sewing, things kind of get bunched up a little bit. And so, but this one here, no rhyme, no reason, just keep sticking on patches. And now this one here, I saw a picture, and actually I saw when I was watching the G's Bend ladies, there was one quilt that they showed that was all these little points were in here. And I thought it kind of looked like pineapple. And I'm trying to think right now because there is a name. But this isn't done correctly. This one isn't done correctly how they showed how they're done. Because then I went looking at, what did they call this now? Now I'm drawing a blank. But see, it's got all these squares of fabric that are folded into a point and then stitched on. Well, then I went around too so they don't all come loose. But and then they're just stitched on all the way around. And then so it turned out to be kind of round, but then I put some just patches on the edge to finish off that square and put a little yo-yo in the middle. But I love this. There's a name for that kind of quilt and the correct way to do it. I watched a video that shows me the correct way to do it. But for me, this is the correct way because it's the way I did it. So if you're making something for yourself, however you do it is the correct way when it comes to a crazy quilt like this. So, but I love this one. See how different. It's just, I even got some ribbons sewed in there. I just stick it all in there. Stick it all in there. And this one again is all a patchwork, what I call a patchwork, because it's all the same size patches all the way around. Stitched them, and then I stitched them. I stitched them up and down, and then I stitched them crossways too. So there's cross, it's going across each one of the squares. So that one's quite a simple one. I think I'm now getting down to where I've showed all of them. This one here too. Look at that little piece of gold. That little piece of gold, so pretty. Can you imagine though, all these together? I can't wait to have it on my bed and to look at it on my bed. Because I am gonna. I know it's beautiful. The pieces are beautiful. There is no thought like this. Some of them I slow stitched them on. So this one, I didn't do much slow stitching on this, but you can see I did a little bit. And I'm learning to do a lot more of the slow stitching. And that makes a big difference too. So there's going to be quite a bit. I think I showed this one too already, but just in case you haven't seen, you might be new here. This one is, I put the patches on underneath, and then I had this like organza fabric, and I put that organza fabric over the whole thing. And it just sparkles and it just feels so pretty. And then I have this ribbon, and I just put the ribbon on over the and not in any particular place. I just had some going this way and some going this way. And then I had this little applique of a little baby bear. It looks like it should go actually on a baby quilt or something. I just put that in the middle, and I think that's very nice for that one. This one here, oh my gosh, look at this one here. Wait a minute, I think... How come I don't have a name on this? I didn't do this one. I don't have a name on this one. I think Joy made this. Joy, did you make this one? I think Joy made this one. Yes, with the flower in the middle. Yes, Joy made this one. And, God, I hope I'm right. Because if Matilda made it, and I'm saying Joy made it, that wouldn't be good. But every bit of it is stitched. This backing too? Yeah, I'm sure Joy did this. No note. No name. Okay, I think Joy did this. But she'll let me know. I love this. I just love the backs. I just love how they look. That's art in itself, the back. And then this one... Okay, yes, this is just a simple put the pieces down and sew them on. Just nothing special. Put the pieces down and sew them on. And this one is the same way. Just put the pieces down and sew them on. Use up all your scraps. And a lot of you have already seen this one, and I love this. This is where I made the houses. I'm going to do this again. Now I used the light blue fabric. So see, whatever your backing fabric is, and it's light blue, then I made the houses, but my light blue is just behind, and I don't feel like I have to cover them up. I made the houses out of just little squares and triangles, and made some clouds, and then put some doors on there, and I haven't put my doorknobs on yet, but my doorknobs are going to be buttons. Buttons are going to be the doorknobs. This one here I did all in blues, and then I had red thread. And so each one, see, I still have so many threads I have to snip. But and each piece, whatever shape it is got the red thread zigzagging to hold it all together. Okay. Oh, and then this one. I made too, since this one's a heavy one. This one is slash quilting. This is slashing. And I learned about slashing after I actually slashed, but I was calling it chenille, and because I seen somebody do chenille. But when I did this one, it's got just a whole lot of crumbs underneath, in between the two layers. And then I stitched it together. What I did was I stitched all the way around, and then I stitched along the middle, and then I did this slashing this way, and then the other one is going like from north to south, east to west, north to south, east to west on the 4 different ones. So I love how that one turned out. This one hasn't been washed yet, but I think once it's washed, it's going to be amazing. And then this one, yeah, I've done a lot of these since my last video. This one it's really all trees. I kind of tried to find all colors that were foresty colors. I had a green on the back. The base piece was a green. And then I just cut out a lot of pieces and I cut them in a triangle so that they're like trees. And then I just kind of layered them on there and stitched those all on with just a zigzag stitch. And so that's my forest. Let's see, I got too many to go through all here. Hopefully you all have seen. And so then this one here, there's another Scotty dog. But again, the doily on there. Let's see, I think I've pretty much, the rest of these are, yeah, I'm getting a little dry here. Just beautiful, just, and I do believe that because I have so many squares already. Look at this. This one here, look, I even put a piece of lace and ruffled it all in there. Here's a piece of ribbon. And here's some pieces of like a piece of a doily. There's some more of that Christmas fabric. This one is music notes fabric. Oh yeah, this one too, because I think I just did this one yesterday. I'm at this sewing machine all the time. I'm gonna have enough squares to just do like a bunches and gobs of these. And this one I did too just yesterday. It's just so. I love this. It's just putting these squares together, and the only rule is 10 by 10. Have them 10 by 10. And then just put the scraps on, and you don't have to make the scraps to be any kind of a particular shape or size or whatever. You just lay that scrap on there and sew it on. Just sew it on. And just oh, and then this one I borrow stitched the whole thing. Now these ones I won't have a whole lot done this way because this one took a long time. This one I had it laying in there in the other room, and so if I was in there talking to Papa or something, I would work on this one. And it's just all borrow stitched, which is nothing but just a running stitch that I just to hold everything together. And so that took a while, and now I'm working on another one like this too with that same kind of stitching. And then here, just again, and it just does not, it's just everyone is so different from the other. Everyone's so different. And this one here, I think I showed you all this one too, where I had this applique of a truck, and I've had this little applique of this here truck around my house for years actually, and it's just been there. And well, finally I said it's going on a block. This one here I did with a lot of ribbon. I showed that one before too, but just in case you're new, I put just the patches all over the place, but then when I just used a lot of ribbon, and I did a couple of them with the ribbon. Okay, my stack here, as you can see, I have got a lot. I have been so busy with my squares, so I don't want to keep you here like forever. But as you can see, I'm so ready to start putting these together and to see how that they work together. And they're all going to be so different. And when this is laying on my bed, look at this one with the flowers. Oh, there was a plain one, and then this one with the flowers. I just love it. I just love these. This is so much fun. And so, yeah, I won't bore you with all of them because I still have a big stack here. This one here too. Oh, this one here, I had a piece of woven. This is yarn that I was weaving on the little loom, and I wove that piece just to play with weaving, and I put that down on there, stitched it. Well, first I had patchworks, just patches of fabric. Then I put that woven piece of yarny stuff. And then I covered the whole thing up with like a that organza fabric, and then stitched. Then I stitched. Here you can maybe see on the back how I stitched. And then I sewed on the little things with the buttons for flowers. And like I say, they're all different. They're all so different. This one I got some buttons, pieces of doily. Here's a button. There's a flower. And different kinds of fabric. Just different kinds of fabric everywhere. And there again, flowers, buttons. See, some of these I've done a lot of handwork on them, but not all of them. And like I say, I've got, and then I got and then I still have this much of a stack of squares. So I don't know how many squares I have here, but my stack here is about a foot tall. Well, maybe not a foot tall. It's this tall. And so, but I have been having so much fun with this. I've been having so much fun with these. And look at that little rooster right in the middle. Isn't he beautiful? And this one I did the slash quilting too, the slashing on this one. But this one's just straight slashing. And it hasn't been washed yet. I put a little doily there with a button. Once this is washed, as you can see, you can look up quilt slashing and you can see videos where it'll show you how that's done. And now some people call it chenilling, chenille quilting or chenille work. And so, but I love doing that. And this is where you really use up all your little bitty scraps. You really use them up on there. And I have a tool. My friend Donna sent me a tool, and it's a slasher. God, where is it? Is it up here? No. But anyway, yeah. It's a slasher anyway. I don't have it right here. But anyhow, that helps so that you can do that slashing stuff. And see there how pretty there, and see I've already got a couple buttons put on this one, and like this, just on this one little piece right here, I slashed that whole thing. So and then that gives that real raggedy. I love the raggedy look. And this one too. See, a lot of them I have just the the stitching is just back and forth on to quilt them actually on. So pretty. I just, as I look through these, it's just, each one I look at, I see something different. I mean, even I'm amazed. As I look at them, I am amazed at how beautiful they are. And so, and I am so happy with this style of quilting. It just, and I'm telling you, these days too, we got to find things to do to keep ourselves occupied, keep our mind on something other than the ways of the world. And because we know we don't want to keep our minds, fixated on sad things. This, and then and you know what I have also found out? That this is almost like journaling. Like a lot of us do journaling, and I have found that on days that I might be really joyful or something like that, my pieces turn out to be um, almost show that expression. They'll be real colorful. They'll be real different pieces everywhere. And on days that maybe I'm just feeling a little bit, well, like some of my days, well, I guess I must have all happy days because these all look really good. But like some of them that I showed you that were just simple squares and not much to them, but just the simple squares. Those are days that I am not sad, but maybe I got something on my mind that is just I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but my feelings actually show up in each one of these blocks. My feelings do. This one here, this is one of the slash. This one's been washed, so this is all been slashed, and I kind of think I like this one like it is because I slashed. I didn't have one solid color on the top. I have different colors on the top and then slashed it. I had the back started with a piece of flannel, and then I put the top on and slashed the top quilted part. I didn't have a whole lot of layers in this one, so each one turns out like different. This one here, this one's just got ruffled lace on it, if you can see that. My lighting is just horrible in here, but I can see things, but but anyhow, so that's just layers of ruffled lace. And so I just put the lace on and stitched it on at the top, but then I went down the middles of them to kind of just keep them tacked downward so they stay where they're supposed to be. And then this one here, and see, this is how I'm doing the names too. See how I wrote believe on that little piece. I stamped that on there, and then I stitched that on there, and this has already been washed too, so I can see that my stamping and that's how I'm putting names, but it all stays on there just nicely. I thought I was done going through these. This one here, pretty. They're all pretty. I could just sit here all day going through these and looking at them and re-looking at them and re-looking at them. But I got a bunch of squares. I got a bunch of squares. And I know of one lady, she told me, she says, I got one coming to you. So I know there's going to be even more coming to me, which is awesome. And so if you want to send me a 10 by 10 square that you did, I will put your name on it. It will go on a quilt. And now I'm saying on a quilt because, well, actually, when I start putting them together, because I think I figured I need 81 squares for my king size bed. I think that's what I figured out. I don't remember. And but I think that quilt is going to have all of my subscribers that sent me a square. They're all going to be on that particular one because I want you all to keep me warm. And then I've got so many more ideas like these. See, I've got these. My grandmother made these. This. It's like a pot holder or decoration of some kind. They're going to go in a quilt on a square. That's going to go on a square. This little dress is going to go on a square. This is going to go on a square. But I keep finding things that I know are going to go onto squares. And so I'm going to, by the time I get bored with this, I'll probably have 21 quilts. And the other day I was talking to my daughter and I told her, because when I was watching the G's Bend ladies, there was one quilt that they had made all out of scrap denim, old blue jeans, and they made the whole quilt out of those. And so I was talking to my daughter about that, and oh, you got what you need, honey? Okay. And she was telling me, she goes, so I says, I need to start collecting up old jeans. And she goes, I just filled a bag with jeans that I was going to send to the charity shop. And she says, I said, I'll be happy to be your charity shop. So she brought me, I bet there's 20 pair of jeans in there. And some of them are so raggedy because they were her teenage daughters, a lot of them, well, her teenage daughter is now 20. But and so she's got a lot of jeans, and the fronts are all raggedy. And oh my God, I'm going to take those raggedy pieces because my daughter was showing me the jeans, and then she says, "You probably won't want like these ones because they're raggedy." I said, "Oh, yes, I will." Because can you imagine putting down a patchwork and then covering the whole thing up with the raggedy part of the jeans? And so then the patchwork colors will show through all those holes and all the it's going to be beautiful. But I'm going to make one quilt that is going to be just out of the blue jean fabric, and I can't wait to start getting that cut up and together. I almost feel guilty when I'm sitting here doing this, like right now, because I still have stuff to get mailed out from my sale. But I think I've got everything mailed that I can mail so far, I think, because I don't have all the addresses. So if you were at my sale and you bought something, be sure and send me an email with your address on it so I can invoice you and and so I can invoice you so I can get these things mailed out. And boy, my kudos to all who do those auctions and them sales, because they are work afterward. After you sign off from the sale, then holy smokes, is it ever a lot of work to get done. I've already made a couple of, well, I caught my mistakes before they were actually, well, no, I didn't catch my, well, anyway, because there's channel names that people use, like they use a name, like somebody might be lickety split and then somebody else might be lickety splat, but then they have different names. They might be Susie from the lickety split or Susie from the lickety splat. And because I had two, I got, that wasn't their names, but they were that close and similar. And so both of them having the same first name. And then I invoiced one of the girls for something that she bought was like $2. And I told her shipping was going to be $9 and something. And then she says, "Oh, if the shipping is that much, I don't want it." And so that's when I realized, oh, that was supposed to be going to Susie of Lickety Splat, not Susie of Lickety Split. And so I sent her an email back. I said, "I don't blame you. I wouldn't pay that either for a $2 item." And so, but I did get that fixed. And then I actually sent off my poor Susie with the Lickety Splat $2 item. For the problems I gave her and the stress, I just said, "You can just have it for absolutely free." Because it just made me feel so bad that I did that problem. I had that problem. But oh my goodness, having these sales is something. And so, okay, I think I'm going to call it. I'm not going to actually do some stitching on this one because I'm just too busy right now. I'm too busy running my mouth. But I am going to read from my book by Helen Steiner Rice. And did I write in this book who gave it to me? I think Erin gave this to me. See, Erin, did you send it? Yes, Erin sent this to me. I got to write that down in here from Erin. From Erin Morrison. Because I don't want to forget. And my forgetter is running full speed ahead. My forgetter. Okay, but I love this book here because it is poems for all seasons. And since we're in the winter season, I'm going to, let's see, I put my bookmark there. Now this one is going to be The Miracle of Christmas. Miracles are marvels that defy all explanation, and Christmas is a miracle. And not just a celebration, for when the true significance of the so-called Christmas story penetrates the mind of men and transforms them with its glory, then only can rebellious man, so hate-torn with dissension, behold his adventures with a broader new dimension, for we can only live in peace when we learn to love each other. and accept all human beings with the compassion of a brother. And it takes the Christ of Christmas to change man's point of view, for only through the Christ child can all men be born anew. And that is why God sent his Son as a Christmas gift of love, so that wickedness and hatred, which the world has so much of, could find another outlet by following in Christ's way and discovering a new power that violence can't outweigh. And the Christmas story of the Holy Christ child's birth is the answer to a better world and goodwill and peace on earth. And that is something that I know we can. I know that we can have peace on earth. I know there's a song that says, "Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me." If everybody was to sing that song in one day, everybody on the whole world, in the whole world, just sing that song. Or just say that, "Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me." All the leaders, all the way down to the paupers. I'm telling you, we could have peace on earth. Just love one another and accept one another for who they are, because everyone's different. Just because they're not like you, that doesn't make them wrong or bad or whatever. Everybody is different. And we accept everybody for who they are. Okay, I'm going to let you go now and see if I can upload this, because this is my first video with this camera, and I hope it works out well for me. I think it will, though. I do believe, I've got faith. And so hopefully that the microphone worked well and everything. And so I'm gonna upload this now, and you all start stitching. I noticed too that in my sale we had some slow stitch kits that were donated to sell, and they went so quickly, the kits, and we're going to be making up some more of those slow stitch kits, which the kit will have like a 10 by 10 inch piece of fabric, and it's going to have a lot of different embellishments you can put on there. There'll be laces, there'll be trims, there'll be scraps of fabric, there'll be needles, there'll be buttons, there'll be all kind of things that you need to have to make your slow stitching. So if you haven't started slow stitching, by the time you get this kit, and you will be hooked. I guarantee it. And so I'll let you know when those kits are ready to go. But they're going to be some awesome kits, I guarantee you. And so, but we need to have something to do. I mean, if you're gluing paper, if you're stitching fabrics, whatever, doing something with your hands really put you in a better frame of mind. Doesn't this look funny? Maybe I should go like this. That's not bad right there. That kind of covers it. It holds my hair back. These things that are like a tube. You can put them on your neck for warmth, or you can wear them as a mask, or you can put them on your head for a scarf. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, God bless you, and may He watch over you every step you take, every move you make. And I will see you on the next video. Say goodbye to them, Papa.
Goodbye, y'all.
That's Papa. He was bringing the tape back because he's working on his little invention. A very good invention. God bless you all, and I'll see you soon. Maybe later on today. Okay, let's see. I gotta go here somewhere and put this